Lightning talks. Turns out we're actually running a bit late, so we're going to get started. Dan is going to talk about. I've forgotten what you're going to talk about now. What are you talking about?
Calligra Gemini. Well, Gemini.
Gemini. And he's going to start with a video.
Yeah, so that was fun. Right. Now, why I showed you this video, it's not on. Oh, yeah, this is also not on. So. Okay. Yeah, this is also not on, which is why you couldn't hear anything in that video. Never mind. Right, the reason you saw that video, though, is to give you a very quick introduction to what Gemini actually is. So the idea is you have these crazy new devices, which are both laptops and tablets, depending on how you hold them, essentially. Now, the reason that we came up with this idea of having applications which can switch at runtime between these two modes is obviously because of those devices. And it is the realization that, well, like it says, not all apps are created equal. The sort of things you do on a tablet and the sort of things you do on a laptop are not the same. So we came up with Gemini, which is about creating on laptops, editing on tablets, and consuming on tablets. So viewing as well. So hence the title of the video, create, edit, and view. And what we originally did it for was Krita, where we had an existing touch UI, and we created something which would switch between the touch UI and the desktop UI that already existed. And then, because Intel had an interest in this, obviously, being the sort of people who push these devices, they asked us if we could do the same thing for other bits of the Calligra suite, and then we created Calligra Gemini, which does it for Calligra Words and for Calligra Stage. One of the interesting things that we did in there was mentioning IDPI, is that we came up with a way of ensuring that things look sensible on any tablet screen. It's not a solution that fixes all of these problems where you have stuff that's all the same on, and then you have a tablet UI that's been squeezed down and it fits on a phone. That's not what it's about. What it's about is to ensure that you have the same UI that fits on a 10-inch screen up to about a 15-inch screen, or a 3-inch screen up to maybe a 7 or 8-inch screen. So it reduces the workload. You still have to create these multiple user interfaces, but you can make it much easier. It's not directly a Gemini thing, but it feeds into the ability to more easily create Gemini-style applications. I'm not going to dig into this because we are running over, and you already know about the technologies basically that make this work. It's all because we have these wonderful systems, the stuff that makes Qt tick, the stuff that makes all of our KDE software tick. Probably most importantly, the fact that Qt makes it really, really difficult to not create layered software. So in pretty much anyone that's here that has a piece of software with a user interface based on any of the KDE frameworks, have a very strict separation between user interface and document layer, which makes it really easy to then also create a touch UI for what you have as a desktop application, or vice versa. And then the Gemini idea is basically just to encapsulate those two UIs in the same application and switch them at runtime. That obviously takes some time, but it's not too bad. To put it in a perspective, once we had the proof of concept, to create the proof of concept for it for Calligra Gemini, that was it 2 weeks? Something like that. And that was not shabby. That was actually a functional prototype that I have since started writing. Now, the future, we need to port it to Frameworks 5 and Qt 5. Yola's been helping us with that for a bit, but that's pretty much an ended cooperation, more or less. But thank you to them for at least helping us with the proof of concept of it. And now, it's not just Calligra that we want to do this with, and because of that, please, everybody who has an interest in this, Randa this year is all about bringing touch to KDE, and also the convergence in style of Gemini. So yeah, that's it. Thank you very much. If you want to have a look, Calligra Gemini is there. And pass me around.